Hi there. I'm so happy you've joined us for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Coming up, we'll share in a conversation on corporal punishment or positive discipline. Sit back and relax for these plus our health-wise segment and other interesting features in our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
Hello, Jamaicans. The new coronavirus, COVID-19, has spread to more than 60 countries, fueling widespread fear and anxiety as many consider the implications for themselves and for public health generally. Here in Jamaica, we understand that anxiety and wish to reassure the public that we are, even now, enhancing our readiness for the very real possibility of the virus coming to our shores, even while we make all efforts to prevent it from coming. Up to March 1, there were more than 87,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 reported globally and close to 3,000 deaths. Among those countries impacted are three from within the Caribbean, namely the Dominican Republic, St. Bart's, and St. Martin. So far, Jamaica has had no cases of COVID-19. However, we can accept, given the rate of spread, which has been more than 30 new countries impacted in the last week alone, that Jamaica is not immune to COVID-19. We can also accept that it is not beyond our capacity to respond and to do so effectively in the public health interest. Such has been our history in the face of other global disease outbreaks, including H1N1, SARS, and Ebola. Against this background, Jamaica's assault on COVID-19, for which robust and ongoing public support is critical, is happening on two fronts. Actions to minimize the risk of exposure among the local population and actions to enhance the capacity of the public health system to manage patients in the event that we have cases here in Jamaica. On minimizing the exposure, we have, through collaboration with a wide cross-section of stakeholders from the public and private sectors, and through the adoption of a whole-of-government approach, imposed travel restrictions to include 5 countries, among them China, Italy, South Korea, Singapore, and Iran, discourage non-essential travel, patrolling unofficial border crossings, sensitized key personnel at all air and seaports, designated 4 quarantine facilities, and identified and retrofitted isolation facilities in each of the island's public hospitals. On our health system's readiness, we have developed the local capacity to test for the virus thanks to the training provided by the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, assess the readiness of our health facilities to meet the anticipated increase in demand on services, are addressing existing gaps, including with respect of additional supplies and equipment, though at the present time, we have enough protective equipment in the island for our health facilities. We also have adequate stores of respiratory medicine for the next 3 months. In addition, we have trained and continue to train healthcare providers. These efforts are supported by a communications campaign to keep each member of the population updated on the virus and its impacts. Oversight is provided by the multi-sectorial National Disaster Risk Management Council, led by the Most Honorable Prime Minister Andrew Holness, to which the Ministry of Health and Wellness will present a detailed response plan for approval. In the coming week, we will provide an update on the National Mobilization Plan to continue our risk prevention strategy or to treat with the possibility of the virus coming to Jamaica. Still, the success of our efforts depends on the extent to which stakeholders from the private and public sectors, and indeed every individual who calls Jamaica home, understands that they each have a role to play to preserve public health. This week, we will also appoint a national COVID-19 coordinating task force to monitor the implementation plan. We must therefore work together to maintain a high level of vigilance in our surveillance and response measures. It is also now more important than ever that each of us maintain a distance of at least 2 meters from persons who are coughing or sneezing, frequently perform hand hygiene by washing hands thoroughly with soap and water or using a hand sanitizer if hands are not visibly soiled, cover our mouths and noses with a tissue when coughing or sneezing and discarding it, and avoid touching our faces unnecessarily. Yes, COVID-19 is a disease that can cause death, but in the majority of cases, those affected by the virus survive. If we work together as a community, each of us doing our part, from prevention to care management, we can and will overcome this public health threat.
Children need the support of parents and guardians to guide them as they grow and develop. Along the way, they may also need to be reprimanded for bad behavior. But how so? The Office of the Children's Advocate facilitated this discussion.
A lot of us grew up on the scripture, spare the rod and spoil the child. So if you speak to a lot of Jamaicans, we will probably tell you that corporal punishment is just a way of life. It's a rites of passage. It is something we're accustomed to. And what doesn't kill you makes you. Now, I stand here extremely lucky and extremely blessed to have been raised in a family with my grandmother and my mother. And my grandmother believed in the power of reasoning, the power of communicating, the power of understanding and working out differences. So I never experienced corporal punishment. And now that I stand as a mother of a rambunctious 7-year-old who I swear is going on 70, I implement the same things that my grandmother taught me. So I reason with her. I talk it out. Do you think that makes sense? But there are people who will tell you this doesn't work if you are a frustrated single parent. And this may not work if you come from an inner city. Well, we're here to have that conversation. Welcome to the Office of the Children's Advocates Dinner and Conversation series.
The Office of the Children's Advocate, in association with UNICEF Jamaica, has successfully hosted its third OCA Dinner and Conversation series at the Terra Nova Hotel in Kingston.
What is this Dinner and Conversations all about? So, of course, the Office of the Children's Advocate, as most of you know, is the Commission of Parliament that is charged with the responsibility to safeguard the rights and promote the best interests of children in Jamaica in all settings. One of the things that I think is very important to do is to see how we can have facilitated discussions and get actions through very different means. How can we have stakeholders who may never ever really be in the same room at the same time gather together, fellowship over a meal, get some information based on whatever research is out there or information on a particular topic that's relevant to our children, and then give their input based on what their experiences are in their various communities and their organizations.
This year's staging of the event saw numerous stakeholders rising to the podium to share important facts on the topic and to impart valuable recommendations.
At UNICEF, we believe there is nothing more important or valuable than to protect and safeguard every child. And that means protecting every child from violence, be it sexual, emotional, psychological, or physical. We are particularly disturbed by the most common forms of violence experienced by Jamaican children, which is violent discipline. 8 out of 10 Jamaican children under age 15 are subjected to violent discipline at home. The term violent discipline includes physical aggression like hitting or beating, as well as psychological aggression like shouting or humiliating or calling names.
We want all our stakeholders, our teachers, our teaching associations, the clergy, the society, the private sector. We want all our partners. We want every single citizen to say enough is enough. Let us find better ways to reach out to our children. Whether we're going to give them time out, take away their privileges, whether we're going to speak to them about the consequences of their actions. And we must also always reward good behavior. Let them know that, yes, this is good. Praise them, acknowledge them. I'm proud of you, I love you, you did good. That is the correct way to do it. Let us employ these new strategies, and I promise you, it will be a new dawn in a more peaceful and loving Jamaica.
The bulk of information was presented by lead discussant for the event, Professor Joan Durant, a child clinical psychologist and professor of community health services at the University of Manitoba in Canada.
I thought we should start by figuring out just what corporal punishment is and getting a definition, because we all have different pictures in our minds of what this means. Basically, simply put, it's the administration of punishment to a child's body, and the intent is to cause pain or discomfort. What do parents really want to accomplish? What do they think they're doing when they're hitting their children? Well, one of the major goals that parents have is to teach their children right from wrong. So they want to raise children who treat other people fairly, who are kind and empathic. Usually, right, we don't want our children to be violent. We want them to be kind and good people. We want them to be able to resist temptation, and we want them to be able to make the right decision when we're not there. Out of all the 13 studies that have been conducted on this, all of them show that children who are hit have weaker, poorer relationships with their parents. And what this means is lower levels of trust, higher levels of avoidance. Even the little slaps that nobody thinks anything of when they're toddlers, don't touch that, has a profound effect. Those children start backing away from their parents and they stop exploring their environment. That impairs their cognitive development, and even more importantly, it impairs the relationship, the trust, the attachment. Because of all of this, countries are increasingly recognizing that corporal punishment is a serious public health issue. It's creating real problems in our societies. The level of violence here is correlated with the level of violence in homes, and it is all over the world. When you look at the relationship between the level of corporal punishment and dating violence across countries, really strong correlation. The relationship between corporal punishment and murder, high correlation. It's just simply a training ground. And so what skills do we want them to have? The skills to coerce, control, and hurt, or the skills to solve problems, to resolve conflicts, and to reason?
Getting well-balanced and nutritious meals is important for our health and well-being. The month of March is National Nutrition Month, so today we draw your attention to the essential nutrients the body needs for growth, proper function, and maintaining good health.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica Dialogue for Development 2020 comes to Montego Bay on Thursday, March 12 under the theme Aging and Development, Exploding Myths, Exploring Opportunities at the Noel S. Fraser Auditorium, Mount Salem, St. James, starting at 9:30 a.m. Topics include business development, health services, financial planning, and lifestyle services for seniors. The Dialogue for Development 2020 is in pursuit of sustainable development, brought to you by the Planning Institute of Jamaica, planning today, securing tomorrow.
The growth and development of local businesses are key components of the National Economic Growth and Development Strategy for Jamaica. Many productive enterprises have been stepping up to the plate, showing their mettle and ability to compete in the market space. Some of these businesses were showcased in an exhibition in downtown Kingston recently. Take a look.
For your household furnishing and decorative pieces, local artisans can fulfill your desires. From the bedroom to the dining area, your entertainment room, and even your walls. Exquisitely designed pieces that will make your guests wish they could stay.
As part of our local economic development support program, we host a number of business fairs. Today we're having a furniture fair where we're trying to showcase those businesses that deal with the crafts from the downtown area. If you travel along Harbour Street downtown, you will notice a number of furniture stores with different things on the sidewalk. And we consider a number of those products to be of high standard. A standard that you will get in any stores that you will go in and around downtown as well as uptown. So we wanted to bring into Emancipation Park those products of persons who are in homes and in businesses to see what we have to offer, the indigenous skills and craft from Jamaica.
The exhibits here are actually really lovely today. Like especially the natural, I think it's a natural furniture place. They actually have some really nice stuff on display.
I believe in nature taking the dominant role in everything we do. So I want to highlight the beauty of nature, and that's why I go for stuff that look the way nature presents it already. Anything you can conceptualize, I try to bring it to life. I do door, countertops, accent wall, the whole decor pieces. It's a nice coffee table, two cedar limb, I put them together with a resin inlay. So I pour the epoxy called liquid glass. Yeah, I love to work with that to create the binding, but it also comes with a lighting underneath it to really illuminate the whole thing in the night. Another piece of the same cedar tree. If you notice how the termite heat it out, but I treat them to ensure that nobody have termite in their home. However, it's the termite in it that causes the different looks, the rotten hair. They heat it out, but when you put a finished touch to it, it's gonna come out beautiful. So my beauty is what you consider to be ugly and distorted. I just bring a little beauty touch to it. This is actually is a dinner table for about 3 or 4 chairs. Put a little piece of nature to it. So it comes with a wood roots of a orange tree, and it's also a guango base and a guango top. These wall pieces are what a Jamaican famous wood called logwood. Growing up in the country, I always love it, so I bring some little touch to it to finish them, but it's all natural.
Uniwick has been around for over 25 years. We manufacture wicker, rattan, and we also do fully upholstered furniture. The wicker industry right now, the importation is giving us a beating right now, to be honest. Right? So customers are normally going for the plastic furniture, but when we come on to durability, the wicker is the way to go. So we'll normally recommend, and we're saying to the customers, the plastic furniture normally ends back up to me, because it cannot take the rain and it cannot take the sun. So it comes back to me to cut it off and put on the wicker.
I did look at some of the furnitures and things, and it looked nice, looked interesting.
We sell furniture, mainly beddings and living room items. Once it's made from wood, we make it. What we have here on display now are made from maho. That's the national wood. Purchase of maho from the people who cut it. You can purchase from the forestry department. We use the maho, we use the Spanish elm, cedar, and mahogany. Those are what we mainly use. They are more comfortable working with, and they give you a proper finish, lasting, life-lasting products you get from them.
I think this is a great event, and STC should really look into having monthly booth like this.
We started 28 years ago, believe it or not. We cater to hotels, villas, private people, doing furnishings with Jamaican bamboo, totally Jamaican products, all handmade. And we use the internet to market, and a website, Facebook. And we've been in a few shops, but at the moment we aren't in any shops, we're just in online. I was showing you our bath rack earlier, and we do pendant lamps, cluster lamps, every type of lamp you can think of, ladders, shop fixtures for hanging clothes, displaying shoes, as well as your regular furniture, bedside tables. Bamboo itself is one of the most environmentally friendly plants, so by cutting bamboo down, you're actually you're increasing the growth of bamboo and takes out carbon dioxide out of the air, and it's good for the environment. Plus, it's a very strong material, so it's very durable, and in places like by the sea, it doesn't rust. So we use bamboo dowels, no nails and things like that, so no rusting. We also create very comfortable designs, so everything is designed for luxury, comfort, put your legs up, get back, you know?
I saw this piece from a mile. It's like a city. Looks like a city, you can see. The buildings, the road, you know, some of the other buildings. But I want it for my studio. And it represents like natural myth. So I'm gonna put these pieces in my studio.
I have on display abstract pieces. Abstract pieces on canvas, paper, and PVC. The colors here today are based on PVC material, canvas, as well as paper. And there are colors inspired by people around me, my family, my son, my wife. So yeah, they are bright colors.
Buy local, because we have tremendous products locally, and when we buy local, we provide the bread for more than one of us, yeah? So we need to grow our economy, and the best way to grow our economy is to buy local.
On the community notice board this week, the National Gallery of Jamaica will be presenting a documentary on the making of the film Harder They Come. The documentary will be screened the first Saturday in the months of March, April, May, and June, beginning at 1:30 p.m. at 12 Ocean Boulevard. You are all invited to the film series, initiated as a part of the public programming associated with the Jamaica exhibition. That exhibition opened to the public on February 2 and is scheduled to close on June 28. The National Fisheries Authority, an agency of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, is advising fisherfolk, traders and the public at large that the conch close season remains in effect and continues until March 31, 2020. During this time, it is illegal to catch, sell or process any conch meat. Conch meat, which has been previously declared, must remain in cold storage until the season officially reopens. The Meadowbrook United Church is inviting citizens to a coronavirus forum. It will be held on Sunday, March 8 at the Meadowbrook United Church, 2 Flemington Drive. The forum will start at 5 p.m. Come hear well-informed practitioners from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, as well as the public and private health sectors about this disease. And that's all for your community notices this Saturday. If you have an event to share on our notice board, give us a call at 876-922-8680 or email cbishop@gis.gov.jm.
We've come to the end of our half-hour journey, but be sure to come back right here tomorrow for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Until then, continue to watch these and other programs by logging on to our website, jis.gov.jm, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.